What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Grey Talks Wrestling. Thank you for clicking into this video. If you're new around here and you like what I do, then please could you smash that subscribe button. Thank you to everyone that has done so far, helping this channel grow. And it's time to talk about SmackDown. It's time to talk about night one of the 2024 WWE draft. And I'm not that bothered really what goes down on the draft per se. Who goes where. It's pretty cool to see new superstars move over to different shows. But what I want to see is what happens after the draft, making sure that people stick on their shows, basically. We've seen drafts in the past where they've done the draft and about 2 or 3 weeks later, people are popping up on different shows and it's not important and they've completely forgotten about it. Can we please just stick to what we've done, what you've selected, and go with it? That's all I want to see. I did like how they set this up. I did like the rules they put in place, some new rules, and the champions were not eligible to be drafted. I like that. They stick on the shows and they stay put. They can't be moved. And I like that they had a pool of certain wrestlers that were going to be drafted tonight and certain wrestlers that are going to be drafted on Monday. We found out before the show that Roman Reigns, from Paul Heyman, right at the beginning of the show, we found out that he would not be drafted. He is not eligible. He feels that in his wisdom, he built SmackDown, which is right from the ground up after the pandemic. All Roman Reigns, all his work. Why should he need to be drafted? He is our tribal chief, living on the island of relevancy. He goes where he feels he needs to be. And when he comes back, he will choose where he wants to go. Because he is that damn good. He is that damn big of a superstar. It's up to him, not anyone else. No one's draft picking Roman Reigns. Be serious. So he's letting them decide. Let someone else be number one draft pick. And let's see how good they handle it. Anyone could have picked Roman Reigns right at the beginning. It would have been sensible, wouldn't it? But no, he is bigger than a draft pick. He is above that. Acknowledge your tribal chief and what he's done for this company. He made wrestling cool again. That's legit. They kick off the show. We see the draft rooms. We see some legends in each room, like Devon, Dudley, Bubba Ray in the other room on SmackDown, Devon on Raw. We see Teddy Long, we see JBL, and a few others in those draft rooms. We see, like I said, Heyman letting us know that Reigns is not eligible. We see the NXT wrestlers in Florida because they're all eligible as well. Any one of them can be picked. And we find out what wrestlers can be picked for tonight, and I'll show you the list. There you go. Now you got AJ, you got Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. You've got the Alpha Academy, and you can see them all there. Some that you know are just not going to get picked, and what happens to them, who knows? How that some of them have still got jobs, how some of them are still on the roster and others got let go, I will never know. But there you go. That's who is available tonight from the picks. You can understand why there weren't any real big name. Well, there were a few big names, but not many really to choose from. So understandably, the picks are not, some of them are not that over the top. And yeah, I would have thought there would have been a couple more NXT superstars drafted up. We only got 2. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, that was the draft pool, basically, of the wrestlers they had to choose from. First thing we got was a contract signing. Yeah, you all know how I feel about contract signings. Just a waste of time, waste of energy, just laziness, lazy booking, just lazy. Can we create a story between these two? Already, just a contract signing. What are they signing for? What are they? Why do they need to sign a contract? They're professional wrestlers. The match has been made, but they still see the need to waste time with a contract signing. Same old bullshit still. It's supposed to be a new era and we're just getting the same old, tired, old, creative, just pathetic and boring. Enough with these lame ass contract signing. Everyone has a contract fucking signing. Don't need it anymore. Don't need to see it anymore. We have AJ, we have Cody, and of course, Cody Rhodes. Who are they going to bring up? Of course, they're going to bring up Dusty Rhodes. Every story this guy's been in since he's come back, we have to bring up Dusty fucking Rhodes. Yeah, the guy was a legend. But can Cody try and move away from that now? Try and make his own name. Let's stop mentioning Dusty and see if Cody can handle it. Out of the spotlight, out of the shadow of his dad. Anyway, the match is made and is what it is. We know already that AJ is not winning that championship. Very predictable. You're not having that story that Cody was on and that journey that Cody was on to win the title, to have him drop it straight away at Backlash to AJ Styles. It's just not happening. Yeah, it'll be a good match and it'll get rated 5 stars and all of that, but yeah, it's so predictable. So predictable. Triple H comes out and he's kicking off the first round of the draft. He asks Cody for his help, and they announce the first picks of the first round of the 2024 WWE draft. And SmackDown's picks, of course, you can see him coming across the screen. Number 1 was Bianca Belair. Raw's number 1 was Jey Uso. Number 2 was a bit of a surprise for SmackDown, Carmelo Hayes. And number 2, for Raw was Seth Rollins. No real surprises, really. Carmelo Hayes, I suppose, the major one there, coming up from NXT. I expected him to be drafted. He was in the pool to be, NXT superstars to come up. He was one of the ones that, he featured on NXT, on SmackDown, should I say, a couple of times recently. So I expected him to be one that would be drafted, along with the likes of Ilya Dragunov. I expect to be coming up, and a few others. The other surprising NXT call up, the other one was very surprising, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. Carmelo Hayes did make an appearance after the first round of the draft picks. Walks out onto the stage, grabs the mic, has a mic, turns to Cody, tells Cody about people, what Cody said, that if people shoot, they better not miss. And Carmelo says he never misses and challenges Cody. Cody accepts the challenge, and we got a match for tonight. Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes in the main event. First match of the night was a tag match, LWO versus Legado del Fantasma, and you're pretty sure and you know who's going over in this one. Again, LWO, Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee beat Legado del Fantasma's Joaquin Wilde and Cruz del Toro in an okay tag match. It was what happened after this that was more interesting, really. You get Santos on the mic, here he comes, and he's telling everyone, look, I ain't a liar. I told you I did not attack Dragon Lee. Lo and behold, he was telling the truth. We get video footage, and it shows, of course, like a lot of us predicted, it was Carlito. And yeah, Carlito attacks Dragon Lee, attacks Rey Mysterio, backstabber to Dragon Lee, then legs it out of the building before Rey can get any sort of revenge. Selena Vega's furious. Where they go from here, I don't know. Carlito runs away like a scalded dog, as JR would say. And we get Bron Breakker versus Cedric Alexander, and he was in the pool tonight, Cedric. So is Bron Breakker. Only been on SmackDown for a couple of weeks, and he's looked really good. How Cedric and I mean, I'm always a fan of Cedric Alexander, very good. But he's been here for a while now, and he looks like one that ain't going to stick around. He's going to be Cameron Grimes in a minute, like, no doubt about it. Like, he's going to be joining Jinder Mahal, picking up that Universal credit down the job centre any minute now after this one. He weren't working by the hour, nor was Braun Breaker. They ain't getting paid by the hour, that's for sure. Literally lasted seconds. Squashed the guy. Braun Breaker wins the match. Poor old Cedric. Tiffany is backstage with Nick Aldis demanding her title shot. She wants that shot. She deserves that shot. It is Tiffy time. When are people going to realise? But now we get ding dong. Here she comes. And Tiffy's in a match tonight against Naomi. #1 contender match. Surely she has to go over, right? Surely. You'll be shocked to find out what happens. Anyway, we get the second round of the draft. Here come our two females we haven't seen for a while. Could call them legends, I suppose. I suppose we could. One is a Hall of Famer in Tori Wilson, Michelle McCall. Nice to see them back, looking good. And we get the second round of the draft. No real surprises here. Not really. Randy Orton, Nia Jax are on SmackDown. I suppose Braun Breaker going to Raw. A bit of a shocker. I'm not against it. Who he feuds with, what he does over there could be quite interesting. Good get for Raw. And let's see what happens with Braun Breaker. And Liv Morgan's joining him on Raw as well, or staying on Raw. I'm all right with that one. I'm a fan of Liv Morgan. They need to do more with Liv Morgan, and yeah, she should be feuding and winning the women's title on Raw, in my opinion, in the near future. The best part of this show, as always, as we all know who run this show, the Bloodline run SmackDown. This is their show, and they deliver again. The story just keeps going. The new chapter. The next phase. Heyman watches Solo and Tama Tonga arrive. Tells them they haven't been drafted yet. This doesn't sit well with Solo. Tama's there as well. Doesn't seem too pleased either. But all of a sudden, from behind, here comes Kevin Owens. And this is brilliant. This is what you wanted. He got beat the fuck out of last week. In a car crash last week. Bloodied last week. What more would you expect from Kevin Owens than to absolutely destroy these guys? Out of nowhere, big brawl, has to be split up by officials, and I loved what they did when we got Bianca Belair and the Kabuki Warriors on the stage squabbling. Here comes Jade Cargill as well, and they're all squabbling. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the match, and we know who's going over in this one. We know they're putting the titles on Belair and Jade Cargill. We know it's happening. You know it is. It's very predictable, but what they did wasn't very predictable, because in between these girls squabbling on the stage, here comes Tama Tonga and Kevin Owens just brawling through the middle of them. That was brilliant. Carrying on the fight from backstage into the ring. Unfortunately, Kevin Owens gets double teamed 2-on-1 by the Bloodline, gets beaten down yet again. But who could come and save him but the guy he's been teaming up with, kind of, and showing a bit of friendship since WrestleMania when they were in that triple threat match with Logan Paul for the United States title. Of course, it has to be the Viper, Randy Orton. Here comes Randy Orton, gets in the ring, takes out Solo. They powder away the heels, tries to hit an RKO. They run away up the ramp. Security refs stop Owens and Randy trying to get to him. Later on, we find out a match is made, tag team match at Backlash. The Bloodline versus RKO. KO. I don't know what we're calling them, but yeah. Should be decent, and I'm liking what they're doing with the Bloodline. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. Then we find out they're getting drafted, because here comes Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys. Great to see him back. Got a good pop. ECW chant. They put on their glasses. Was phenomenal. Yeah, love to see more of them. They should be featured a lot more. Yeah. Anyway, SmackDown, LA Knight, The Bloodline, Raw. Here we go. Now this is where it falls off a cliff for me for Raw. Like they were doing okay with their draft picks up to now. They were kind of matching SmackDown. SmackDown just their picks just get better from here, in my opinion. Raw's just fall off a fucking cliff. Ricochet and Sheamus. All right, Ricochet maybe. But how are you convincing me? Sheamus in 2020. I know, look at the pool that's left. I mean, there isn't a lot of people to pick from. Some of them have seen better days. But Sheamus, man. There were others they could have chosen. There really were. They could have picked AJ Styles. They could have picked Andrade. But no, they go with fucking Sheamus. Sheamus in 2024. Behave. So we get Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. And you're thinking, yeah, they're going to be putting, like, Naomi got the win last time. So they do a lot of 50-50 booking in this company. So I'm assuming they're putting Tiffy over. It's Tiffy time. She's going to Backlash. She's facing Bayley. She's winning the title because it's Tiffy time and we all know it. But what do? Here comes the new draft pick. Bayley's on commentary. The match is going okay. Here comes good old Nia Jax to ruin everything for everyone. She's the new pick, the new draft pick, and she goes straight for Bayley. I like that. I'm not disappointed in that. And she beats the shit out of Bayley. Naomi spots it, comes to the aid of her new friend, and they've been friends for like a week. Yeah, Naomi gets the shit beaten out of her as well and just gets taken out. Ref stops the match. Tiffy's just standing there like, huh? Still looks strong. Still nothing happens to Tiffy. She goes over strong anyway. Heals it up afterwards. The Nia Jax leaves. Gets both of those baby faces into the ring. Hits the prettiest moonsault you'll ever see. And is left on top. And we find out there's going to be a triple threat match at Backlash now. I assume Bayley will retain. But I hope that she beats Naomi in this triple threat and we keep Tiffy strong. Tiffy Stratton has to be the future of the brand of SmackDown, in my opinion. She is up there with some of the best at the moment doing it in the women's division. And in my opinion, she is going to be a world champion in the near future. She has it all. She has it all. Little segment with the Profits and A-Town Down Under backstage leading to their match. I think it's next week for the tag team titles. Final Testament are also backstage beating the shit out of New Catch Republic. Building up to their match next week. And then we get the next round of the draft. Teddy Long, JBL. Player. Fourth round draft, SmackDown. AJ and Andrade. Raw's Alpha Academy. I don't mind Chad Gable and what they're doing at the moment with the Alpha Academy. Hopefully they're turning them all heel. But yeah, Maxine Dupree lucked out, man. Same with Akira Tozawa. Right. Okay. Kiana James. Let's talk about Kiana James, shall we? I ain't got nothing against the girl. I'm sure she's very talented. I don't know a lot about her. Not many people do because only a small portion of the WWE universe watch NXT. I'm a little bit shocked. The women I have seen on that show, I'm surprised that she's the pick they chose. There's a few others I would have looked at before her. But yeah, I hope she does well. I hope this isn't another, let's say, Cameron Grimes that we've heard of recently, who was, in my opinion, brought up too soon, and they had nothing for the guy. I'm hoping this girl can hit the ground running. Same for Carmelo Hayes, in fact. You're not just bringing them up and then they sit around in catering for 6 months. You've got nothing for them. And then you say, sorry, see you later. I hope that's not the case. We've seen it with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, who are on this in this draft on the pool. They weren't drafted. They were brought up. They've done absolutely nothing with them. So why are you bringing up Kiana James when you've already got these women that are knocking around and you're doing nothing with, and she's going to be added to that? I just hope you have plans in place already. And it just seems like it was just a random pick that they put their hand in a bowl and just picked her name out randomly. It didn't make a lot of sense from what I've seen from her on NXT, the way they've been building her. It's been lukewarm, to say the best. She hasn't featured highly from what I've known compared to some of the other women on that brand. Like your Roxanne Perez's and what was her name? Lyra Valkyria. One of them two, I would have expected it. Not her. Not right now. But hey, I might be wrong. They might have plans for her in place. I hope they do. I hope that they've got stuff for the girl, and I hope she does really well. She knocks it out of the park and becomes a superstar. But I worry that they won't have anything for her. She'll be sitting in catering, and eventually they'll be like, sorry, creative's got nothing for you. See you later. Or sent back to NXT. Then what's the point? What was the point? Just wasted a draft pick. Anyway, let's hope they have stuff for the girl. Let's hope. And we get the main event. It's Cody Rhodes, it's Carmelo Hayes. Very good match. And the only problem is you've brought Carmelo Hayes in and he's losing on his first night. I didn't understand why he's going up against Cody Rhodes straight out the gate. You know he's not going to win. Oh, yeah, he had a good showing. But you've beaten him already. You've beaten him. It's not a way to get someone over by beating them on their first night. I'm sorry, it don't work for me. That don't work for me. That don't wash for me. It might for others, but I'm sorry. No, man, we should be building this guy up. He is a superstar in the making. He is very, very good in every aspect. And you're beating him on his first night out the gate. We should be making him look strong. And in 6 to 8 to maybe even a year's time, then he faces Cody Rhodes. And then he puts in a banger match like this. And then maybe, he comes up a little bit short. But not straight out on the gate. Behave. I didn't agree with this. Didn't agree with it. Sorry. Overall, wasn't a great show. Draft picks weren't anything to really go crazy about and get excited about. But they never were going to be. It's what they do afterwards that matters. That people stick on their brands. That they stick to this. And it's not forgotten about in about a week's time. And they're all jumping brands again. Let's hope and pray, shall we? Let's see what happens in this new era. The Paul Levesque era. If it will be different. Let's hope, shall we? Let's see, shall we? Thanks for watching. Stay safe. Stay lucky. And I'll see you next time.